Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Apocalypse. In our final Federation series, we are, of course, looking at the Sol system, the birth of not only the Unified Solar Republic, but now this massive league, not the League of Non-Aligned Worlds. It's Sol Entente is the actual, or Sol Entente is the actual Federation title, but we are also the leader of the League of, is it actually saying what we're called? Does it actually say that at any point? I don't think it does. But basically, we created a League of Non-Aligned Worlds for the Babylon 5 fans out there. And we are fighting back no longer against the Triumphant peacekeepers, and now just pushing against these guys over here, which is a lot of fun, given that we are currently chasing into their core territory here. Now, they've expanded up this direction, but we have a couple of new fleets on the way to join them. And those fleets have already upgraded fully, and we are just kind of on the verge of getting ready to continue to push into their territory. So let's see. I think the first and the fourth fleet both have Titans. Yeah, they do. So the fourth fleet I'm going to have follow the first. And the first fleet, also, I'm going to need a new leader before long. I would really like to do that. But the first fleet, I would like to go ahead and have merge up with... Let's see, what would be the best way to do this? I feel like I should send them to Sinistra. They're, of course, going to hop across via this gateway, which is in the system that they're currently in. So they'll be able to get here very, very quickly. And actually, with that in mind, I can probably have them join the battle from a different angle. We're going to go ahead and attack here. The second fleet is following the third fleet, of course. Let's go ahead and unpause and let things continue, because I have a feeling this will be the last episode in the series, as I mentioned last time. There goes that fleet. But this is the original territory of the Onad Karak Reclaimers. And as you can see... Oh, interesting. They actually moved their fleet. That's an interesting move. Hang on. We're going to take the third fleet and give them a more specific attack order. Especially considering that the first fleet is now on the way to possibly intercept. That's a relatively large fleet. It's mostly destroyers, so it's going to melt if it runs into my forces. But we're going to try and intercept those guys in Sinistra, because they're trying to attack this system and take it, and it looks like they're actually succeeding in taking it, but they are not going to succeed for much longer. Sinistra, of course, belongs to one of our allies.
Interstellar debris
Belong to the whole fear. And it looks like the fleets are mostly moving in tandem. Mostly. But that's been an issue for the entirety of the series so far, fleets kind of arriving separately from one another. Somewhat frustrating. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell these guys to chill out for a second so that they can get to the border of these systems together. And I'm going to do the exact same with the first fleet. We're just going to tell them to come right here, and that way everyone can catch up at the same spot, and then we'll send them all together. Which system are you headed to? Are you hanging out in the middle? Good, they are. Actually, it looks like they might be moving back, which is so much the better. It allows me to unite my fleet and then proceed on a united front. I mean, I really think... I don't think they stand a chance once I actually send the main forces in. We've already defeated one of the fallen empires. Again, the peacekeepers surrendered pretty quickly. They realized that they had made a mistake in trying to become so warlike, going to bed with the opposite of going to bed with the most
Interstellar debris
advanced, not only federation, but the most advanced nation in the entire galaxy. Maybe not quite as advanced as them, but definitely outnumbering them. So the Onad Karak are actually laying claims to some of our systems. And it looks like the Zuf... What? Oh yeah, the war in heaven is still going. That's the thing. So the Zuifan peacekeepers are over here still fighting back against these guys, which is great. It gives us an opportunity to move appropriately. Let's see, the third fleet and the first fleet are the ones I mainly need to give orders to. Okay, orders given. They should jump pretty quickly.
Engaging hostile forces.
Yup. This is not going to last long. And that's why. Those are those are perdition beams from 2 different titans. Actually, more than 2. There's 3 titans in the system. And these are their transports that are about to go away. Good. So, Raimundo Alonso now has the adaptable trait. One of our admirals. Let's take a quick look at our leaders list and see if we have room for any more. No, we still don't. Research-wise, we're pretty close to some new command limit, which is going to be nice. But now that we've eliminated that fleet, and we've taken back that system for another territory, which is good, we can go ahead and take first of all, the 3rd fleet again, and the 1st fleet, and we're going to send them in slightly different directions. Just to make this happen a little bit faster. Some of my ships still have not quite finished upgrading. Some of my fleets still have some new technologies to add. Some of the new tech that we've added from actually fighting against these guys. Speaking of which, how is the research going over here? Are we mostly done? Looks like we're entirely done, actually. There's a science ship that is now done over here. That's good. So tell you what, why don't you come perform those research projects. And then this science ship. We've got one in Sayakaro, but I'm pretty sure we had another research world that I could have had you supporting. Oh, actually, no, you are... Let me go ahead and disband you. I don't need you. We have a good amount of influence available to us as well. Alright, this should be over pretty quickly. Yeah, their station... they did actually manage to take out 1 cruiser. And it looks like 1 destroyer. But the rest of this thing... Yep, there it goes. It's fallen. Alright, and is there a planet in this system? Yes, there is. So the 1st fleet needs to now orbit Ostici. And we're going to take control of it pretty quickly. We do have some armies available. Not the strongest armies in the books. Hang on, what do we got? So you want me to give you neutronium ore, so you have better armor, and you're going to give me energy and minerals. There's no reason for me to accept it, really. So.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Right, explosive weapon damage plus 5%. Good. We can research the World Cracker. Ooh, dark matter thrusters are going to be available to us now if we finish researching that in just 24 months. That's pretty awesome. So, yet again, we have a level 5 technology from fighting against the... Fallen Empires. Also notice our starbase capacity is still a little bit problematic. As our population grows, that should resolve itself. Also, I would really... I was talking about this in the last episode. I would like to take Yutan, just on principle. Okay. So there's a couple of... Actually... Oh, no, there is 1 colony here. Let's send you here. We're going to have you start bombing. Now, we could go ahead and just continue to glass these worlds, or we could actually take them, physically. And I kind of want to take them. We've glassed some worlds. These are not core worlds anymore, though. And let's actually see how the armies look here. Yeah, they're already starting to get bombed. This particular planet has been...
A war has erupted.
...under assault for longer. Really? The Zulukako and the Ultur are at war with each other. That's incredibly stupid. There's war in heaven happening right now. That's the only thing you should really be concerned about. Trappist Secundus is now a Gaia planet. Good to see. I think we have several other Gaia planets happening. Yep, Sayakara Prime has been terraformed into a Gaia world. And the Holfir Citizen Commonwealth is now the leader of Sol Entente. Good. Our Gaia transformations are starting to click through.
Research concluded.
All right, what do we got? Fleet command limit plus 10. Good. Ooh, see, this is the one that I've really been looking forward to. Now, let's go ahead and give ourselves a new leader. It's going to take a while, but let's work on it. Okay, now that we've been sitting and bombing these planets for a while, I think it's time, safely. Let's see. We do not have an army with these guys. Yeah, they're right there. Several troops. I don't know, maybe I need to bomb for a little bit longer. Let's keep it on speed 3, and I don't like the number of defensive armies that I'm seeing. Okay, good. Looks like the Galactic Polismus Empire is sending in their own fleet to deal with the Onid Karak so that they don't continue to expand outward. That's great. Actually gives me the opportunity to capture more worlds. I'm a little bit annoyed they took that one, but that's okay. We're going to take these planets from them shortly. Yeah, these guys are lasting a good while against our bombs, which is not surprising. What do we got? Isabella Kingston is currently the ruler from Earth. I like the idea of a little bit more monthly influence, but we don't need it at this point per se. We really don't. I like the idea of someone that's warlike because... yeah, this would reduce my energy income, but I'm okay on energy. Weapons damage and army damage would be increased, and also the starbase upgrade... well, we're not really upgrading that much anymore, are we? Benjamin Montgomery, though, is 146 years old. I don't think he's going to last that much longer. Tell you what, I'm just going to support Isabella. She's young. She's most likely to live through her next term. And she's been a good leader so far. So we're going to maintain the current leader of the Unified Solar Republic. Just to keep things straightforward in wartime. I mean, we've got a war in heaven right now. We've got more important things to worry about than politics. All right, let's go ahead and land armies, and I don't know if that's going to go particularly well, but we'll see how this goes nonetheless. This one I feel like is ready. Let's go ahead and land. And the one I want to keep an eye on most is this one. See, these are all Psi Commandos, and they're experienced.
Our forces are making planetfall.
Yeah, some of their troops are running already. That's a good sign. Oh, hang on. Let's get our edicts back. Now, we have enough influence to do some really nice... oh, we can also do ambitions again. Let's see. Are there any ambitions that have worn off? We still have will to power, obviously. It's giving us a ton of influence. A grand fleet. Omnifarious acquisition, which we don't really need. Hearts and minds, don't need. Architectural renaissance. That, arguably, I could add if I wanted to go ahead and start building, like, a Dyson sphere. But we're in the last episode here, and I think the war is about to be over, so... I think I'd rather go for... see, ship build speed in defensive wars, this would actually improve my... We're in defensive wars right now. So that would be huge. Let's go ahead and do desperate measures. Just so that we can have those faster built ships. And then land of opportunity, diplomatic grants. None of these are particularly useful to me anymore. But Empire energy generation, I mean, even that is not even that useful. I'd rather just wait. Let's build up some influence in case we need it for something more interesting. I can't imagine what that would be, but... that's what we're going to do. Oh, hang on. You do a naval logistics office here. It looks like we're okay on our stations otherwise. There are several that are not citadels, though. Let's upgrade those. Oh yeah, tons of them. Tons of them. Yeah, I remember upgrading these for like potential defenses, and then we didn't end up doing anything with them. So I'll leave them be for now. Let's go back to speed 2 and see how these are doing. Chancellor's reign has come to an end. Right, Isabella Kingston has been re-elected. Right, it looks like these armies are probably going to win the day. I don't know. This is pretty close. Yeah, these armies are...
Debris analyzed.
It's mainly the presence of this xenomorph hive that's creating problems. Once again, we've got a little bit of a pause here.
Enemy planet secured.
Good. Which one? Not the one I'm looking at. Yeah, Ostichi, that was the one that was more likely. So I'm not terribly surprised at that. And for whatever reason, it's been transferred to the control of these guys. Why? I conquered it. Alright, so we have some unrest on Ostichi. Who's surprised? Let's go ahead and throw down martial law. Again, saving that influence up for good reasons. Okay, whatever. So we now can send the transport fleet from that planet to this one. So for whatever reason, we're actually not getting control of these. Maybe because this originally belonged to the Holfir, but I'm pretty sure it belonged to the Oned Karak, so don't know what's going on. Oh, nice! We actually got it without doing any of that, but I'm sure our army has been utterly wrecked. So we have got some work to do. But first, hang on, before I do anything else, first of all, let's go ahead and give the order to reinforce these fleets. All of them. And the first fleet, I want to jump. I want you to jump that fleet first, and then I want you to jump that station, and then I want you to jump that planet. And then where are you? Third fleet is going to do the exact same thing. If my selection order would actually stay constant. There we go. There. Now we are over on Core Worlds now somehow. How is that exactly? I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I'm more than okay. Let's go ahead and run martial law here. We're probably going to lose control of this planet as well. Yep, we did. So that was the issue there. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. We're going to send these ships in to take care of this last Oned Karak. And it looks like the Oned Karak are actually falling pretty quickly. So the war in heaven is about to be over. They have gotten absolutely annihilated. Thanks to me. You're welcome, peacekeepers. You are thoroughly welcome, let me tell you. Oh, they were trying to build a gateway here. Interestingly enough. Man, that's one of their last offensive fleets. This station's going to put up a fight. Now let's see, we have a science ship here with no orders, and there's no debris to check out. But if I take you off of evasive and put you on passive, you can come... Let's go ahead and get you here, because by the time you are in the system, you should be able to...
Construction complete.
Well, do plenty. Excellent. All right, we now control the system. Now we're going to do something a little bit different this time. All 4 fleets, rather than maintaining anyone who's following, I want them to be orbiting the world so that they're all bombing at once. I'm pretty sure their bombing effects will stack as a result of that order. We're going to end this with the Oned Karak in the next couple of minutes. And that would be the end of the War in Heaven and the end of the series. Check that out. That's our Federation. Granted, it's, it was forced by the War in Heaven, but it worked out really well. I had a longtime commenter point out to me, this is just the game's way of making it up to you for making the Federation so much harder earlier in the series. And I thoroughly agree. I heartily agree with that sentiment. The game was like, you know what? I'm going to give Hadrian an extra fry. That's a Jim Gaffigan reference. It's like Jesus is up in heaven. Give him an extra fry. He'll pay it for. Only in this case, it was giving me an entire Federation.
Fleet lost.
Alright, I lost a Corvette because they were traveling through Nixahel. Okay, so they're going up against that station. That's kind of funny. Tell you what, let's take the... What's the weakest of the 4 fleets here? Let's take the 4th fleet and send them to pay a visit to that station. They've got to go around because of the blocker, which is very annoying. But that's okay. Alright, so armies. Oh, both of you guys... Looks like you're not even in the system yet. Neither of you are. Tell you what, I want you guys to merge up first and foremost.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
What we got? Dark matter thrusters? Awesome. I love all the endgame tech we've got to add right at the end here. This is a lot of fun. Armor hit points +5, building build speed. I'm not sure. Well, let's just go for more armor. Now, let's see. Dark matter engines. I think we should be good across the board. Shouldn't be an issue. What's the... Man, that's so nice. Yet another level of engines. Thanks to the Fallen Empires. Oh, it's so cool. Alright, so now, of course, all of my ships have to upgrade. But they'll get to that eventually. What an appropriate track to be playing right now. Love this track so, so much. Okay, good. You are all set. It looks like the 4th fleet actually came back somehow. Not sure how that worked out. Oh, interesting. They actually have a fleet that's returned. I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, well, that had to have been one of their last fleets. Now let's get everyone involved here. And where's the 4th fleet? Yep, you. Let's get you back in orbit. Let's have a quick look at how their armies are doing. Not great. I'm going to go ahead and land. Oh, interesting. So the Zuifan are actually up to a little bit of their own pacifying. Let's go ahead and land some armies on Piscus 1. This is the capital world of this fallen empire. And we are landing our combined armies on it. That is happening. And actually, where's that science ship? Let's get those research projects done. No. First that, then that. There we go. Let's take a quick look at how this combat's going to go. Should go pretty well. Evidently the order didn't register. Now it's registering. And that's definitely the largest army I've attacked with in a while. Combat width is only 8. They can't even match combat width, so they're going to get flanked out of the gate.
Our forces are making planetfall.
Yep. They're donezo. They are done. Unless, of course, that happens. Oh, another random fleet of theirs decided to pay a visit. Those ships, of course, were supporting that attack, so slows us down a little bit, but we're okay. Oh yeah. This is done. Our business is done here. So I'm guessing it's because there are claims on these systems. That's who's controlling who gets them. That has to be it.
Enemy planet secured.
The Ultra Committee is now a vassal under... Oh, cool! Alright, so the war between the precursor empires has ended with the destruction of one of the combatants, but not at the hands of their old rival. Whether it was due to the war weakening them or simply due to the strength of the younger races, the destruction of a precursor empire at the hands of their supposed lessers has changed the situation considerably. Now the question remains, will the Zuifan peacekeepers be able to avoid the fate of their ancient foe? Or does this defeat signal the dawn of a new age in the galaxy? It remains to be seen. So, the Ultor Committee is now our vassal, which is awesome, because that was our original, Federation buddy, and now we have actually joined them up with the rest of us. And there are still some... we could send our fleet to take care of these marauders really quickly. That would be an absolute slaughter of epic proportion. Tell you what, let's go ahead and reinforce. I'm going to do that before I end the series, because just why wouldn't I do that? That's just too good of an idea. But the war is over, and we are officially into do whatever we want territory, which I'm very excited about. Not that we're going to do it for very long, because we're actually at the 25-minute mark. That went quite well. I like to do longer finales when necessary, but
Interstellar debris
there's...
analyzed.
Oh, look, there's the Ether Drake. I didn't know the Ether Drake was still in play. Ah. So the Sol Entente has actually voted to kick the Andagonge Hive from the Federation. The whole Fierce Citizen Commonwealth left the Federation, and I'm guessing it's because of the Old Tour Committee, but the thing is, once I actually fully integrate them, it doesn't matter. We already won a Federation victory anyway, so if they want to be jerks... And,
we are being hailed.
Hang on. If they want to be jerks, then they can be jerks. Let's get these upgrades taken care of. I thought I'd given these orders already, but evidently not. Migration treaty proposal from whom? From the Xander Theocracy. They're slaving despots. I'm going to say no. Change your ways, and then maybe you can move about freely in my territory. Yes, I know you're a member of my federation. I know, but you're slavers. We've had this conversation throughout the entire series. So that was cool. I appreciate the feedback I've gotten from some of you, by the way, on whether or not to continue with the faster research speed. I think it is a good idea to up the crisis strength, maybe, and maybe either that and or, well, I can't say either and or, but you know what I mean. It's that and or we actually change the years at which the mid-game and the end-game begin. That's a distinct possibility.
Ship upgrades applied.
Interesting. Oh yeah, these are defense upgrades that need to happen. Our starbase capacity is still a little high. Can I go ahead and start integrating? It'd be great if I could start integrating the Ultra Committee now, but I can't yet. We have to wait. It's fine, though. It's fine. We're just going to slaughter these guys when we have a second. Now, Mars has several upgrades to process. Let's go ahead and do these. I'm sure you've been waiting a while.
Completed.
Excellent. All right, so these upgrades are happening as we speak. Let's go to speed 3 so they happen as soon as possible. And then we're going to pay a visit to those guys. And we get access to the Shroud. What are we going to get now? Reach into the Shroud. For a fleeting moment, we are lost, and a sense of utter panic washes over us as we contemplate an eternity spent within the Shroud. Then we regain our footing, and the terror recedes. Medium probability of success for increased shield strength. Curse bestowed. Dang it. All right, so our population growth has actually been slowed. Doesn't bother me all that much, I have to admit. Alright, so we're getting those armies out of what would have been somewhat dicey territory. Also, hang on. Where are my sectors? Sectors are down here. The ROM sector needs to add these systems. Done. We also need to go ahead, because it's bothering me, and I know it's bothering some of you too. We're going to get the civilian ships mobilized. And we're going to go ahead and build a starbase in Uton as well. Because I can't not do it. It just feels wrong. The series is over, but that's our that's our precursor homeworld that we've been waiting to check out for... I think we checked it out a while ago, but we don't actually control it. Trade deal offer. You want terraforming gases, you're going to give me end ghost vapors, which will actually improve habitability. You know what? I'll take your trade. Appreciate that. That's a worthy trade. Unlike most of the ones that I've been offered. Okay, let's see how things are looking with our military fleets. Still waiting for upgrades. But again, these ships are just jumping around. Using our gateways, so they're able to travel quite quickly. And there's wormholes as well that'll help them get close to this territory. So I'm not worried that we will need a long time to eliminate these guys. Alright, so these upgrades are definitely underway. Oh wow, some upgrades are happening way over here in the Galactic Polismus Empire, which is just cool to see. But it's actually kind of counterproductive because they're waiting in a long queue. And these upgrades are taking a while. Because they involve multiple powerful technologies. We might just send the first fleet.
Completed.
They can do the job on their own. Absolutely, they can do the job on their own.
Ship upgrades applied.
Yep, let's send them in. This will be fun. Well, they're actually traveling a good while. Surprisingly. I seem to remember, did I actually upgrade? Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't researched the jump drive options yet. We still have the Fist of God quest as well. I'm not going to worry about that though. Where is this planet? It's right there. I could probably send a science ship to go ahead and... Tell you what, let's send a science ship to pay a visit over there. So this fleet is going to take its sweet time. There are not as many jump gates over in this part of the galaxy,
completed.
so once they travel to this jump gate, it's actually in the Fallen
Research
Empire's territory.
concluded.
They're going to have to jump system by system. That's fine, though. In the meantime, I don't know. Do I want to wait? Do I want to drag this episode out just to eliminate one little... I mean, it's going to take a while for them to get there. And even if I found a faster way to get them there, it would still... I don't know. I think we're done.
Completed.
I think the series is over. I think we've reached the end of Final Federation, and it's gone quite well. I mean, look at this. It's blue. I mean, it's a fantastic victory. Let's take a quick look at our victory log. Domination victory, we're actually 3/4 of the way there, and then some.
Ship
And then-
upgrades applied.
Yeah, Federation victory, we definitely won that a while ago. And notice that our starbase capacity is no longer problematic either. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and tell the second fleet to follow the first. You can tell that these upgrades are happening. Very nice. Mind you, the first fleet is using their improved drives now that they can fly across enemy territory with this new speed. But that about wraps it. I've enjoyed the extra research pace. I think future Stellaris series on the channel
Ship
will
upgrades
use a similar pace to this
applied.
one, just so that they can end in 40 episodes like this. I like the snappiness of this. It's there's an appeal to it that I want to make sure gets carried forward. And please continue to give me your feedback on the series. Let me know what you thought, what you liked, what you didn't like, and then things that maybe could have just, could be improved upon regardless of whether you liked them, just things that could be done differently in future series to make things more interesting. I'm always open to suggestions like that. And then, of course, we have, before too much longer, we have Distant Stars coming out. So we're going to have a whole new DLC to play with, which is based around exploration, which is my favorite part of the game. So we won't have nearly as many, we actually won't have any repeat anomalies anymore. They've taken repeat anomalies out of the game, so from a narrative perspective, it'll make the game a lot more interesting to play, and I cannot wait to jump into a new Stellaris series with that in mind. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the series, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to follow along. If you somehow are watching the end of the series and you're not subscribed, just hit that button. It doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't bite you, doesn't hurt you, doesn't, you know how it is. Do that. It'll be helpful. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Look, the Free Conversam Commissariat has shifted to become more pacifistic, but we don't care anymore, do we? Again, thanks for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next series.